So they showed up and had more rights than we could even dream of at the time. The problem is not with Jewish people. What's going on, everybody? I'm your boy, Mr. Define.
And I'm your girl, Trish.
And we are
Black Press.
So, we are going to finish up what we were talking about when it came to Ye and the whole idea of why Ye might have been spewing this information without all the full context, but
so why he trying to make it make sense.
Yes, try to make it make sense. Yes, let's try to make it make sense. So I don't believe Ye fully explained anything, which is a big part of his problem, because he says sound bites and then moves on to another topic or another thing he wants to say, but doesn't finish it. Like I said earlier, Tyler Perry's new Netflix movie was great, but I think we need to ask the question as to why did he choose to have the manager of the young men that were black be their manager and be Jewish? Did he add that for context or to make it more spicy? Or did he add that as part of the understanding that those were the national background? They were the nationality background that had understood what the black community and black music was able to offer and capitalized on it. I think a big reason that they were able to capitalize on it is because of the inability for black people to capitalize on it without their help. Because guess what? In those times where this movie came out, the Jewish manager walked into a whites only club. And he went to the white owner to say, you should listen to these guys, they're great. It doesn't get past me that the 2008 movie, which was a great movie, Beyonce was in it. And who else was in it? I think Cedric the Entertainer played a part in it. Yeah, he did.
What movie are you talking about?
Cadillac Records.
Okay.
2008. Right? Cadillac Records was actually Chess Records. And it was based off a true story. The owner was named Leonard Chess. Leonard was Polish Jewish. His parents came over. He was born in 1917. And he was born in Belarus. He came over with his mom in 1928, which was right between the World War I and World War II. So that was the point where Hitler was bringing himself in Germany into establishment. And they immediately went to their father that lived in Chicago. And eventually he became the co-founder of the record company that we saw in the movie. It was not missed by me, and this is the thing that you have to, when you recognize that what some people are saying is what we're seeing and not realizing, that guy wasn't just white, he was Polish Jewish. And he was able to see, just like others were able to see. I'm not saying that they were the only ones, but they saw it and were able to capitalize after being immigrants. So they had to have some way to flourish because they hadn't spent their whole life in America building up off of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
So they were able to do things because you see a point in that movie where he's paying the local DJ to play the records
Mm-hmm.
of a black artist. Because guess what? The black artist couldn't get in there to pay the DJ to play the record.
Yeah.
That's not lost on me.
Mm-hmm.
And then we speeded up time a little bit. Jerry Hadler, who was the manager of Ruthless Records with Eazy-E for NWA, Ice Cube, he was manager for Marvin Gaye, Ike and Tina Turner, Otis Redding, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and many others. Sad to say that Harvey Weinstein was a child of Jewish grandparents. They were from Poland. Steven Spielberg was Jewish. And I'm not saying that Jews are just monopolizing everything, but I'm saying that there could have been things that Kanye saw or that Ye saw that he wasn't able to really vocalize, and Jewish aren't these monopolizing people that are just out to oppress us. But they had, what the real problem is they had an opportunity that we did not have. And it had nothing to do with what they're capable of, and it had only to do with that they were pale-skinned and we were black.
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to use that and see our potential and operate that to their advantage, while we couldn't operate it to our own advantage, and therefore we're stuck being subservient to their will because America sees us as less than. They were able to migrate over here and be seen as equal while we were still seen as less than. We were seen as less than so much to the point that when we came over, we came over in the Atlantic slave trade in 1619. A little bit of history lesson. Don't go too far, because I'm telling you, it makes sense. 1619, for 245 years, we were slaves.
Mm-hmm.
And we were free. Once we were free, we had one senator that served for 1 year. And then after he wasn't there, we had one senator after that, and a total of 6 years. And then Jim Crow stepped in,
Mm-hmm.
and we weren't able to vote for another 90 years. So we couldn't put anybody in office.
Mm-hmm.
But their first senator was Senator David Levy,
Mm-hmm.
and that was in 1845. So they showed up and had more rights than we could even dream of at the time. The problem is not with Jewish people. The problem is with American history and America's current leadership that are refusing to acknowledge that we, as black people, have not received everything that is supposed to be given to us for the 400 years that we were in slavery. Yes, 245 years. Then another 90 years where we couldn't vote, so that was still slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the time, we were in slavery to drafts, the drugs that were pushed into our communities.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking like, oh, well, it's only 245 years. It's not 400 years. But when you add all those years up to now, it's been 400 years.
Yeah. So if you say it that way, can you really blame black people for how the decisions they make and what they do in life?
Yes.